What's going on, people? It's your boy Nando reporting for the Pound for Pound boxing show. I'm here with Jermaine, and we've got a special guest. Even though it's been 2 months, I can say it now still. The new British middleweight champion, Denzel Bentley. How you doing, champ?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. How you guys?
Amazing, bro. Amazing.
Very well. Very well.
Thank you for taking your time to speak to us today.
Yeah, that's cool.
Champ, I don't want to beat around the bush. I want to get straight into it. Obviously, the British Board of Control have ordered for you to defend your title against Felix Cash. First of all, I don't know if you can say much about it. How's the negotiations for this fight going? Is there any negotiations? And are you looking forward to this fight if it happens?
Yeah, no, there ain't been no consent or no negotiations going on. I think everyone's waiting for the purchase, which is next month, so not too long. Probably in 3 weeks, yeah. In 3 weeks is the purse bid, so so we're waiting on that. We'll see who wins the purse bid, and yeah, if it happens, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. It'll be a good fight.
Is it a fight that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it's another fight that's gonna push me in my career. So 100%, man. I've got to be on my A game for this one if it does happen.
I saw an interview this week. You basically told this story about what happened when you first sparred with Felix. Is that where, let's say, the beef started between you two, or was there
not really beef, because we've seen each other since, and like no one's said anything or brought up, but we haven't sparred since, to be honest. But that's where it kind of started for me. Like, no, cool. I want to fight this guy now. I don't know about his side, but for me, yeah.
You basically said in an interview that there's a chance that it might not happen because I think it was Eddie Hearn that said that they might be looking at the European title. Do you still feel that way in a sense of that they might go towards that direction?
Yeah, listen, if they can get that fight, they probably will go for it. Like, the European title is a bigger fight. It's a big title. Sorry, Eddie wouldn't have to work with Frank. Like, they don't really get along anyway. So if they can get that, I believe so. By the end of the day, I also do believe they will bid for the purse bids, and regardless, he's out in April. But I think if Frank wins the purse bid, I'm not sure if they want to move their date to whatever it may be on Frank's show. But if they do win the purse bids, then it might happen in April. But I don't know. It's just, we're all just guessing here. I'm training like it's happening. As far as I'm concerned, that's my next fight until otherwise. But it's just all speculations, isn't it? You think this, you think that, but no one really knows until everything's confirmed.
If Felix goes for the European title, do you know who is the next person that's in line and mandatory for your fight? Title, sorry.
No, I don't know anyone that's next in line. But if he does move on or go towards the European title, there wouldn't be another mandatory opponent. I'm guessing I'd probably get a voluntary or whatever. But yeah, I'm not sure how it works.
Okay.
How you doing, Denzel, man?
Good, man.
Good, man. Let's talk about your first fight against Mark Heffron. Obviously, I thought you won that fight, if I'm honest. Obviously, you dropped him early in the fight, and then later on in the fight, he started getting slowly back into the fight. Probably maybe sway the judges that way. But do you think you should have won the first fight outright?
Yeah, I thought I should have won it. I thought that was my fight. I thought I won it. I thought I boxed better than he did. But at the end of the day, it opened up opportunity to fight for the British. So I was complaining at first, but I'm not complaining now, if I'm being honest.
Obviously, the second fight, you dealt with him in a manner where you just obviously you had to retire. Was you happy with your performance in that route?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I was happy with my performance. I stopped him. I said I was going to stop him. And I'm being honest, even if his eye didn't go, I was going to stop him anyway. Like, he was eating too many shots. Like, there's no way he was going to hold up that. Like, I'm happy with the way the second fight went. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm happy.
Go on.
Go ahead, bro.
I want to ask you, obviously, you're from Southwest London, Battersea, grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Not too far from where me and Nando are. What's the areas you first started boxing? Obviously, like Southwest London is quite a big area. You've got like a few boxing gyms. What's the first boxing gym you started at?
So that last again, what?
Your first boxing gym in Southwest London.
Oh.
Where did you first start boxing?
I started boxing in Southeast Fisher, my first gym I went to. Yeah. In Bermondsey. That's my only amateur gym anyway. So that's the gym I went to when I started boxing. Yeah.
Okay.
Last year you fought 3 times. You were fortunate enough to do that more than most boxers. You fought in August against Mick Hall. You then, I think it was like 10 days later, 2 weeks later, you fought the first fight against Mark Heffron. And then it was like 2 months later, the rematch. Do you believe that the fact that you got out 3 times just shows how much Frank Warren believes in you and believes in your potential and the entertainment you bring in the ring? That he actually put you out 3 times?
Yeah, I think it's also, you know, my commitment to training and staying ready. You know, so whenever there was a call there, I was available. But yeah, it also meant that if they can get the right matchups, they, you know, trust me to be ready to fight. Which is always a good thing, you know, for your team and your promoters to trust you to be ready to fight and take on whoever. That's always a good thing, isn't it? But yeah, after the first Mick Hall fight, you know, we wanted to make the Mark Heffron fight for a while. So did they. The only people we couldn't get through to at the time was Mark Heffron to get the fight made from before. So after the Mick Hall fight, you know, they got the same management and all that stuff. So they probably thought like, yeah, we got this kid. Let's have it now. And it ended up working out better for me at the end of the day. So I'm happy I got it 3 times. And, you know, I hope I'm just as active or more active this year as it goes on. I'm in the gym all year round, so I want to fight. If I can get out, I'm up for it. I'm ready to go because I stay in the gym. It's not like I take 3 months out after I've fought and blah blah blah. Obviously, Christmas was an exception because I went back to see family and stuff. But as long as I'm in England, I'm in the gym.
You just brought up you went back home to see your family, so I wanted to bring that up. What I want to know is, obviously, just before we went on air, we were talking about that. You said that you go quite often back to Ghana, but this time you went back to a hero's welcome. You went back as the British champion. Sum up that feeling going back home and bringing that belt back to your family, your friends, and your people.
Yeah, it was mad. Like, it's the first time going back as a boxer, let alone just like a champion. Do you know what I mean? So it was very, very different this time around. Originally, I went back. I wanted to bring that title back because I was going back from my grandma's funeral. Didn't want to come back like, you know, not like I let her down, but I didn't want to come back empty-handed. I wanted to come back, you know, her being proud of me, whether she's here or not. Do you know what I mean? So came back. I managed to do that, and everyone was just proud of me. Got a beautiful welcome in. It was just crazy. It was a whole different experience this time around.
And I saw pictures that you went and met the king of the Ashanti Island.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like? And did he say anything to you?
Yeah, I was mad nervous. Still, I was thinking, I don't want to get nothing wrong here. Like, this is mad.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, never experienced anything like that before. And he was just basically saying he's proud of me, keep up the good work, keep making the country proud, and, you know, everyone's proud of me. So it was good, like, just giving me blessings and stuff. So that's good.
Is it anything like where you see on TV here when you meet the Queen and stuff? Is there certain things you have to say? Do you have to bow? Do you have to say Your Majesty or anything like that? Or was it just...
I really didn't say anything. I was just nodding, saying, yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
yeah. But, yeah, we had to bow. I had to bow in front of him as he was, you know, speaking to me. It was crazy because I went there on a day of a festival. So like it wasn't just like a normal meeting. It was like there was a festival going on that day, which goes on like every 6 weeks on Sunday. Like once every 6 weeks on a Sunday. And I was just there at the right time. So they done the festival and they announced me, and then I came round, met him, had to go there, you know, bow down before him, all of that stuff. Then I met the other chiefs were sitting around him, so I had to go around and introduce myself to the other chiefs and show them my achievements. It was just crazy. You know, you don't really want to put a foot wrong in, like, and then mess up the whole day. Like, just, you know, the littlest thing can mess up everything. So I was trying to do everything spot on, and I was just being careful with what I said and done.
That's a crazy experience. That's something, you know, your future kids, grandchildren are going to see that. And it's what an experience that must have been.
No, it was crazy still.
You're close friends with Joshua Boatsi. Was you two out there at the same time?
We was at the same time. I actually met him out there. I'm being honest. Yeah, him and Isaac Dogbo. Met him out there. Cool people, man. You know, just just hanging about. Like, I was only with them for like the last week, to be honest. That they're from we're all from different parts of Ghana, but everyone, you know, when they come, they reside in the capital. So they've gone back to see their family, back to see mine, and then when we got back, you know, linked up and stuff and met them, and you know, just got to training a little bit and chilling a little bit. Yeah.
Cool, man.
The question I would like to ask you, Denzel, is Ghana have a lot of young up and coming boxers coming through, and the former world champions, Zuma Nelson being one of them. What's it like in the boxing gyms out there? What's it like for young kids growing up having aspirations to be a boxer?
You know what? I think it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard for them because, you know, they love the sport. They work hard. They grind, but there's a lack of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, boxing in Ghana isn't worldwide. It's not like, you know, I can sit in England and watch a fight that's going on in Ghana. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't happen. So unless they've got the opportunity to travel abroad and fight abroad and stuff, like for example, Richard Comey that's active now, you know, you won't really get to see the talent behind the scene. But some good fighters coming up, and I trust they'll do well and make the country proud. Eventually, get the opportunity and the chances to travel and, you know, showcase their skills and stuff.
100%. Another question I want to ask you is back to boxing. You've got some great fighters coming in your division at middleweight. Obviously, got yourself, Felix Cash, Liam Williams, Brad Pauls, Jake Cullen, and Danny Dignam. Any one of those fighters you potentially want to fight in the future?
Not really, just Felix Cash. That's who's on the hit list now because he's my mandatory. But if I'm being honest, I'm not trying to be that guy that just sticks around that domestic level for his whole career. So them guys I'm not interested in unless they're my mandatory or, you know, pushing on for world honors. Other than that, it just doesn't make sense, innit? Like the divisions, the division goes deeper. It's bigger than just what's going on in England. Of course, whilst I'm here, if these guys pop up on my radar, then listen, we can fight, we can have a scrap. But my main goal is to be a world champion, and trying to fight every single one of them doesn't help me become a world champion. You know what I'm saying to say? So Felix Cash is on my hit list. He's my mandatory. Whether that happens or not is a different story. It's probably more likely to happen than it isn't likely to happen. So I got to focus on that, and then after that, we push on to, you know, bigger things. But then again, to be honest, you did mention Liam Williams. He's someone that's pushing on to, you know, to world honors. So that fight there is interesting because that would be that, you know, a domestic level, a domestic fight at, you know, at that higher level. So that's probably out of everyone you mentioned, him, Liam Williams, apart from obviously Cash, because he's my mandatory.
Not Chris Eubank Jr. Even not Chris Eubank.
Yeah, Chris Eubank Jr. But I don't think you mentioned him. That's why I say it. My bad. Yeah, Chris Eubank Jr. 100%. A fight down the line with him in the future. Those are the guys that are at, you know, world level right now. Obviously, Williams is yet to go up there and prove himself, but he is mandatory. He is in a position where, you know, he can fight at world level. Eubank Jr. is a world level fighter, so that's a fight down the line. Maybe one day, you know, we can have. I'm interested in that fight 100%. I'll see how everyone's career goes, and when we get there, if we're all at the same time, then it makes it up.
I spoke to someone that's from your division, and I said to them, listen, I'm interviewing Denzel Bentley. Obviously, you want to make a comeback. Do you have a message for him? I had no idea you two were close. So he said, yeah, I got a message for him. Stop avoiding me on the basketball court.
Who's that? Pesta.
Yeah.
My guy, he just messaging me as well. He's about to send me one of his headbands. Yeah, that's my guy. No, that's funny. He can't play me at ball, man. Like, he'll twist his ankle, bro. He'll mess up his comeback, bro. If he's trying to come back, he'll mess it up. He needs to just keep practicing on the side.
No, he literally paid respect to you in the message when I spoke to him. He literally said, "That's my guy. Like, yeah, business is cool. Business, but I can never get in the ring with him." And at the end of the day, that's someone I can't fight.
Yeah, no, we sparred rounds. We was at the same gym at some point. He's not someone I'd call out for no reason. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's just dead. Like, obviously, he's releasing his merch and stuff. He just messaged me. We're chatting. He's gonna send me something. Like, we're cool, man. We're cool. So I won't just be like, oh, I want to fight him just to make a name. I wouldn't do that. But like he said, business is business. If we was ever in the same position and we crossed paths and it's like mandated and we're both earning money, then obviously, you know, we'll speak about it and, yo, are we putting this aside? What are we saying? You know what I'm trying to say? We have to be on the same page. I'm not just going to be like, yeah, I'm on him. I'm going to say that. it's different, but yeah, they're cool, man.
One name that Jermaine didn't mention is a former opponent of John Harding Jr. is the English champion Lioness. How highly do you rate this fighter? And is it someone that you if he was a mandatory maybe for your belt maybe this year, if he fought for a mandatory, is that a fight that you could be excited about to get in the ring with him? I don't know if you know him personally or not.
I think he's a good fighter. I've met him a few times. I'm not gonna say we're friends, but I don't know him personally, but I've met him a few times. Cool guy. I think he's a good fighter too. But if I'm being honest, it's not a fight I'm interested in. Like, we got mandated years back to fight for the Southern area, and it didn't happen. His team must have pulled him out. So ever since then, I'm not gonna just chase fights around in circles. I'm gonna move on, innit? So the British champion, if it becomes mandatory and I need to defend it, then it is what it is, innit? But it's not a fight I'll be calling on to, like, yeah, I want to fight him. I feel like, you know, I'm gonna higher level, not disrespectfully, but I feel like I'm British champion, innit? So I'm by default a level above the level he's boxing at. So that'll be a step backwards for me, in my opinion. If he's mandatory, then I've got to fight him, then it is what it is. But that's not a fight I'm looking at to call on and be like, I want to fight Lioness. I think that's a step back for me, especially if Felix Cash is on the radar. But like I said, the guy can fight, cool guy, no problems with that guy. But it's not a fight I'm looking to have anytime soon.
Okay. You're trained by Martin Bowers and Ray Ball.
Yeah.
Obviously from the Peacock Gym, and they also train Daniel Dubois as well, who, you know what, till now, despite the loss against Joe Joyce, is a future world champion. He has the potential to do that. What's it like being in that gym around all these great fighters, and what's it like being trained by these two?
Listen, there's so many great fighters in the gym that there's a whole army of us. Everyone pushes each other on. Like, I can name everybody, but we probably be there forever. But all good fighters, they all want to be champions. No one takes training lightly. Everyone's pushing themselves. So I'm feeling a bit shitty. I look to my left, someone's banging out. I look to my right, someone's banging out. I've got to put in some work now. So it's good being in an environment like that where everyone's, you know, trying to be the best version of themselves. No one slows anyone down. No one holds anyone back. We all just put in work, and we're trying to, you know, hit that level of success that we feel like we deserve. So it's good, man. And obviously our coaches and that, also a few other coaches, obviously, apart from Martin and Ray, all pushing us as well. All pushing us, helping us to become who we want to become. And that's what you need, innit? You need, like, you have a bit of banter, but when it gets serious, they know how to push us and direct us properly and, you know, move us on well. So yeah, no, it's good being in an environment like that.
100%. Obviously, you spoke about your dreams and aspirations to become a world champion. Is there anyone in the middleweight division you have a dream fight with, if you could possibly have a world title?
You know it's going to be Canelo. Like, who's not going to say, like, the best in the division, super middle, all middle, like, they're going to say Canelo. But listen, a world title is a world title, man. Anybody, like, I think all the world champions right now are great fighters, especially Charlo. Charlo's a great fighter. I think Demetrius Andrade is a great fighter. I think Golovkin's a great fighter. They're all great fighters. Like, being in the ring with any one of them is you know, is a big deal. Like, you can't take none of them lightly. So any one of them. But if you're talking about dream fights, it's got to be Canelo. It's like the biggest fight you could have in your career, like, no matter who you are.
Speaking of that division, we spoke about it a little bit earlier about the fighters. I just want your opinion on, obviously, because you're part of that division. Obviously, there's a little beef right now online between Liam Williams and Chris Eubank Jr. Chris, first of all, what's your thoughts on what Chris Eubank Jr. said? And he said that fighting Liam Williams or Kell Brook would be just a warm-up fight for someone like Canelo or Triple G. Do you believe that someone like the caliber of Liam Williams and Kell Brook is just a warm-up fight for Chris Eubank Jr.?
Oh, for Chris Eubank Jr. Oh, well, Kell Brook's a welterweight, so I don't know how that name popped up. I ain't seen the interview.
Yeah.
Don't know how his name popped up. But essentially, yeah, like, for Chris, I'm not saying like Chris is the best thing since sliced bread, but like Kell Brook's on the slide right now, and maybe the same fighter that he would before. Maybe a little bit chinny right now as well. I don't know. He's just not the same fighter, isn't it? Liam Williams is even if he beats Liam Williams, that is a tough fight. Like it's not a walkover fight. You're not just gonna hit him with a body shot and make him fold, or hit him to the chin and make him sleep. Like it's just not that. But Liam Williams is a tough fight for anybody. I think he's always gonna bring it. He's gonna bring his A game. But you know, we've probably seen a few fights of his back in the day, but probably like Liam Smith and thinks, oh, like this ain't a tough fight. But I think since Williams has changed trainers and moved up a weight, he's become a different fighter, and that's a tough fight for anyone. Like that's not even for Andrade. I think Williams would be like put on a good effort. It would be a tough fight for him, but I mean they wouldn't win. Warm up fight's probably the wrong term, but I think he needs it in terms of levels. Like I fight Williams to be a tough fight, but that's still really for what I really want to do, the big world title fights. If he means it in that sense, then he's not wrong. But if he just thinks he's just going to hit Williams is going to fold, I doubt it.
Do you think Andrade is going to beat Liam Williams?
Yeah, I think Andrade is a good fighter. But then again, no one knows how good he is. Like, what's his best win? For me, like, what's his best win? So we don't know how good he is.
Probably,
but just watching.
Probably
like,
against Uleski, if I'm honest.
Oh, yeah, but come on, man. Yes. Like,
yeah.
Williams beats that guy. So
yeah.
It's a tough fight. If you're just judging based on, you know, what you see and what you like and the skill level, I think Andrade wins, but you never know.
That will be his toughest fight. That's mad. If you look at Andrade's CV, Liam Williams, it will be his toughest fight.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Champ, before we let you go, obviously, we would like to know if that fight if that fight gets made between you and Felix Cash, first question is it going the distance? And how is Denzel Bentley going to win?
You know what? That's a tough. That is a good fight. I'm not gonna act like it's a walkover fight. I've got to be my aim game. So a good fight. I think I win. I don't know how, but I just think I win. I think I've got the ability to box. If I hold my feet a bit, I can hurt him. If he takes it, then there's no need to try and, you know, rush for the stoppage. Like I think I win. However it happens, I just win.
Hopefully this time there won't be no wrestling in the ring, right?
Hopefully, but you know, I don't wrestle. I'm a boxer. I can't speak for anyone though.
Do you have a message for Felix Cash before we let you go?
Nah, man, just bring your A game, man. If it happens, bring your A game.
Cool. Champ, listen, we want to say thank you for taking your time. Again, congratulations for winning the British title. It was an amazing win. This fight is a fight that I think most boxing fans, if you're a diehard boxing fan, we can't wait if it happens. And hopefully Frank and Eddie can get together and make it happen.
Yeah, for real. 100%.
Champ, take care. And we'll speak soon when the fight gets made.
All right, nice one. Take care, guys.
Take care, man. God bless.
All right, cool. All right, love.